and I usually put my plugs in at the end. All right. Thank you, guys.
Ugh. You know, I don't think that was as long as the Hadestown one, but wow, we went for a while.
We did. But hey, thanks so much, Micah. I'm really glad we were finally able to get you on an episode.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
And in that time, my mom sent me like 5 texts asking me who the Patrick was that was in the Emperor's New Groove, because she thought it was Dempsey. And I'm like, no, Mom, it's Warburton. How do you not know this? You loved him on Soarin' Over California, or
Micah, I'm so sorry. This must be so offensive to you, Micah.
God, can you imagine if Patrick Dempsey had played Kronk?
That'd be weird.
Oh God,
So I feel like Micah couldn't do as good of an impression of that.
Yeah, but this is like really interesting. Patrick Dempsey was Kenai in the sequel to direct-to-video sequel to Brother Bear.
That is true, he was.
Only because Joaquin Phoenix wasn't available, I don't think. And I don't know whether or not that's a lateral move. But then again, I have beef with Patrick Dempsey that has nothing to do with anything he's done with Disney.
The love interest in that movie was Mandy Moore, who would go on to be
Yes, she
Rapunzel.
was.
Just if you want some facts about a movie I've never actually seen, but I just happen to know.
Yeah, I did see it. It wasn't as
You're the
bad
human
as some of the
IMDb
other
of your
sequels.
family too, aren't you?
No, I think that's my whole family.
I don't know why my mom is texting me so much about the Emperor's New Groove. Like, you have a phone, Mom. Google it. It's not the Emperor's New Clothes. The Emperor's New Groove is not based on anything.
Yeah,
even though both stories involve being an emperor trick, but apparently some critics have been saying that it bears some resemblance to The Golden Ass by Apuleius, because a man turns into a donkey there, Cusco turns into a llama, you get the whole thread.
I guess. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to cover it. It's one of my favorite movies, and I mean, I'm sure Micah would be happy. But yeah, no. I feel like
you
that
have
would
the
go a little
expert.
too far. Yeah, but I don't think we could really justify it. I mean, I know there was that one version of it where it had a lot more to do with Incan mythology and it was the Prince and the Pauper kind of thing. But that's not what it is. Yeah.
I don't know if it's like Riverside screwing up or something, but you have like a purple glow happening.
What?
Oh God! Ire, what did you do?
Already on it. Calculating where in the world is host Jasmine. Oh, this will take a while.
This is not a cool way to... Holy library of my dreams, Batman. Now just where the hell am I?
Off to record, babe. You sure you don't want to join?
Oh, fuck, I pulled in Evelyn. When I said I wanted to be like Michelle Yeoh, this was not what I meant. Oh God, here she comes. Quick, darling, back in the closet. Oh my God, she even has one of those bookshelf doors. Snuff out the lights, claim your right to a world of darkness. Hey everyone, y'all ready for this? Okay, I still sing, and it's possible I'm still podcasting. Welcome to A Niche Retelling, the podcast where we explore all the ways old tales are made new. I'm your host, Jasmine Garcia, and joining me today are... Yep, still podcasting.
Sam Marchioni, and no, I don't feel like walking the llama.
Wait a minute. No!
I'm Shamila Karanakaran, and God, I need to think of a better gag for this because I'm drawing a blank.
Oh no. You know, it's okay. This is what editing is for, right?
And this is why my groove has been thrown off.
What does alternate universe Shammy know? I mean, of all people, I could definitely see her somehow being able to see through dimensions. She's that awesome, but still. Huh. That sounds familiar. Anyway, Micah, go ahead.
I'm Micah Hirsch, and I am the host of...
It's Tough to Be a Pod. I love that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so much fun. It's so nice to have you on, Micah. Finally,
It's
it took
such
us
an
a
amazing
while.
franchise.
Obviously.
Oh, God. I mean, it did kind of go downhill when they just start... Doesn't everything go downhill when you lose the original actors to a certain degree?
A little bit.
And when you set everything in high school, it's been done to death.
Huh. That's a coincidence. Interesting that you bring that up because of the history with what we're covering today. That latter Disney Renaissance classic, Kingdom of the Sun, which just so happened to be released around the same time as Road to El Dorado, and boy oh boy will we get into that.
Do we really call it a Renaissance? I mean, it's not the Dark Ages, but I don't think it's all the way to Renaissance either. Restoration period, maybe? I'm sorry, my history nerd's coming out partially.
No, it's okay. You have a point. You have a point.
I have a PhD!
That you do, and you worked hard on that. Oh, God, if I ever make it out of this, I can never tell my Sam. Gosh. But, yeah, no, this one has a lot of different influences. I don't know if you know this, my dear listeners. You've got Prince and the Pauper, but it's also based off of a whole other novel that kind of had a similar premise to
And
Prince
I
and the
got
Pauper,
the
and-
facts here. Okay, so...
Go for it, Shammy.
Yeah. It's
I mean,
based
you do
on
have
the
that
prisoner-
PhD you worked so hard on.
So this is based on The Prisoner of Zenda by Anthony Hope. It's about a king who is drugged on the eve of his coronation, and because he's unable to attend a ceremony, a random gentleman who looks just like him is persuaded to act as a decoy so that the kingdom doesn't end up in shambles. Jeez.
What an unbelievable coincidence.
Why does that
Is that a
sound so
chicken and the egg
familiar?
kind of thing? Which came first?
I
Huh.
think Prince of the Pauper came first. Let me double check.
Oh no, that's a Mark Twain thing. This one... Oh wait, they were both in the 1800s, I believe.
Yeah, I know Prisoner of Zenda
So this was before
1897.
plagiarism was a thing.
But you know, there's nothing new under the sun, and there never has been, so...
That's what
True,
this podcast
very
is all
true.
about.
I mean, as far as Disney stuff goes, it's not my least favorite, but it's not my favorite.
Yes, and
Except
of
for
course
one thing. Yzma! Best villain ever! Best villain song!
Easily.
I love her.
Easily.
This is what happens when you get Eartha Kitt to play a villain. She kills it.
And may she forever reign.
I love her.
Amazing villain, amazing song.
I don't know as many animators as I should, but goddamn if Andres Deja does not always, like,
Mwah.
the queer coding is literal and it is
All the great
fabulous.
Yeah, all the great villains. And this is another great one by Andres Deja, along with Scar and Gaston.
He knows how to do his villains.
World's worst fuck, marry, kill lineup.
Ooh. I mean, not if you ask the monster fuckers out there, of which there are many in our listenership, of course.
River's gonna have a field day.
I feel like we have to ask them when this is over. Well, at least that didn't change. But yes, and also, of course, it incorporates a lot of Incan mythology, so this was kind of tailor-made for this podcast. So what is everyone's connection to all of these disparate inspirations, I guess is the question.
Well, I mean, I haven't read The Prince and the Pauper ever, but I did grow up with a picture book version of Mickey's Prince and the Pauper, and of course, 2000s kid, Barbie Princess and the Pauper was a big one, and because I did a good portion of my thesis on Six the Musical, I know a lot about Tudor history, and so the fact that I know Mark Twain did do The Prince and the Pauper with Edward the Sixth, Henry VIII's son. I don't know, it's one of those weird things, like, you feel like the weird people would be complaining, why are you taking an English story and making it about Peruvians? Yeah. And to them, I'm like, shut up.
Yes.
That's the whole. I mean, it's that's how stories are changed. How stories evolve. You take them and remix them in different settings and all sorts of things.
Why are you taking this Japanese samurai film and setting it in space, George Lucas? Why would you do that?
That's a different kind of Orientalism, but if it's going from English to Peruvian, then it is the opposite. So, fuck that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they've got racist trolls in this universe too. You know what? I'm almost relieved. This was starting to become way too perfect. Yep, I mean, this isn't my specific flavor of Latina, but it did mean a lot to me as a little kid that, hey, some people who are kind of like my family are in this. Because I remember when I was a kid, the closest I had was Esmeralda looking kind of like some of my titis. God.
Oof.
Yeah, but nope, we had Nina, and thank goodness. First Latina Disney princess, and not a moment too soon.
Does Mata count by the end of it?
Well,
that's true, we get 2 of them.
Yes, which is a precedent for this, because we never get 2 of them in the same room. Huh.
Yeah.
Wait, are we sure there's 2 of them? I mean, I know they have different voice actresses, but are we sure it's not the same woman just slipping out and just, like, changing her wardrobe? This was Disney's test run for Hannah Montana.
Oh.
Oh god.
I mean that's way too. I mean, so you're trying to tell me that we got 2 guys pretending to be one dude, and then we got 1 girl pretending to be 2 girls? Is that what we're saying?
I've come up with weirder bullshit when I've been doing academia. But also, I will kill this bit now because I don't want to be mean to Carla Gugino and Laura Prepon.
Yeah, no, because they're both so good in this.
If you were wondering what my connection to Prince and the Pauper is,
Yeah?
mostly I heard about it, through pop culture osmosis and stuff. But the first time I heard the name was in a commercial, because I've never seen it, for the Barbie Princess and the Pauper. That was the first time I heard the name or a similar name to that story. But, over the years I've learned, there was this story that was old by Mark Twain. Like most stories by Mark Twain are old. And it inspired this Mickey Mouse cartoon that was released with The Rescuers Down Under. And it's a story I've seen, it's been adapted and parodied and stuff throughout media. I mean, I'm pretty sure The Simpsons has done a take on it.
Oh, would you look at that? Simpsons did it as multiversal.
I think I remember also, actually, there was a Rugrats, not a Rugrats special, but a Rugrats book where Chucky got switched with the prince, and then Chucky and the prince had to switch back.
Yeah.
Oh, I think
I read a lot of books.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Phineas and Ferb did one with Candace.
Yes, the Candace and the Princess.
Oh, that's right. I forgot all about that. Oh my god, and that's right. That one Garfield movie did that too.
Yeah.
We don't speak of that.
Yeah, but the weird thing about the Garfield movie is the plot is a Mark Twain novel, but the title is named after a Charles Dickens novel.
Right? That's something we'll have to discuss one day.
It's a pun on kitties.
The monkeys got their typewriters switched up for a second.
I guess there wasn't really another way to make A Tale of Two Kitties work as a title.
I mean, A Tale of Two Cities does have 2 people who look identical getting switched around, but...
Yeah, that's true.
It's just a classic trope.
As for me, there were a lot of picture books in the school library that I always keep bringing up here, but it was always those dry little books with absolutely no pictures. Unfortunately, because we did not get those, like, big illustrated classics, or, like, any of those pretty watercolors, or, like, funny little sketches. I knew the beats of the story, but I did not really get into it until, Barbie, the Princess and the Pauper for the first time on TV.
Yeah, that seems to be a big one for our generation.
Mm-hmm.
As well as this, of course. I think the Mickey Mouse one was my first interaction with Princess and the Pauper. I distinctly remember watching it as a kid. And, I do have to say, it is bold of Disney to do the Prince and the Pauper twice in the same decade. I welcome it, but that was bold. See, it's jokes like that is why they didn't get made in my universe.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when you're coming off a hot streak of stuff like Little Mermaid and Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast and Lion King, you're like, oh god, how do we top that now? And the answers are throw a lot of darts at a lot of boards to see what sticks.
Yeah, Roger Allers pretty much did that because he was asked to choose between 3 ancient cultures when they were starting development for the film. So he was asked to choose between Inca, Aztec, and Maya. And Alan chose Inca because he was interested in the possibilities of the Incan creation myth.
Which, how much did we know about that before we saw Kingdom of the Sun? Because unfortunately, I have to say I was pretty
I think this was apparently baby's first introduction
Nothing
to,
really
Inca
for me.
mythology.
Honestly, I'd known a little more about Aztec and Maya mythology, but that's because my parents took me on a couple of trips to Mexico, so we went to places like Chichen Itza and Tulum.
That's cool.
And so I learned a little bit about things like Quetzalcoatl and Huitzilopochtli. My apologies to those gods. Please don't strike me down for that.
This was our introduction to Supe, the god of death.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, like, say what you will about Disney as a company, I do appreciate that around this time they were trying to be a lot more diverse.
Yeah.
I mean, they could, not that I have anything against the voice cast, but they could
Yeah.
have sprung for some
Yeah.
Peruvian actors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
I was
100%
actually
agree.
about to bring that up. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, they wouldn't
Remind
learn
me
their
to bring
lesson
up a
about
list
that
later.
until... Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
definitely,
because I
obviously.
do have like a list of potential Peruvian actors, so
I'm looking forward to seeing
Yes.
that.
Yes. But yeah, no, they wouldn't learn their lesson about that until the likes of Coco and Encanto, but that's okay.
Well, I mean, they did manage it for Mulan for the most part.
Yeah.
That is true, yes. That is true,
Well,
too.
at least Asian actors.
Yeah, at least Asian
least
actors,
two of
and
them
then a
have-
random Harvey Firestein. Why is Harvey Firestein in Mulan and in this?
Yeah,
What
weird.
what
And
what
you
did Disney
think-
like so much about Harvey Firestein?
I mean, he's funny.
they have him playing a rock here.
Disney repeats in the past of actors.
Yeah,
They keep him in a
you
pen
know.
somewhere.
but there's a difference between having a David Ogden Stiers and having a Harvey Firestein.
Harvey Firestein.
Excellent. Speaking of his character, you know, Disney, that was bold. That was bold, naming a character Huaca. Wow.
Should I ask?
The Humans Un-American Activities Committee.
Oh!
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Right? That was
I
bold,
don't want
Disney.
to ruin the joke, but Huaca actually is a Inca word. I looked
That,
it
oh
up.
yeah, of course. I know. I'm well aware of that, but that kind of thing happened a lot in this movie. Unfortunately, listen, I love this movie, but that did kind of awkwardly happen a lot, didn't it?
The
Yeah.
fact that
Hey,
the fact
Mako.
that you have your emperor literally named King is one of them.
They did name Simba Lion.
Exactly.
Shami, let's remember.
Yeah, but well, here's the thing. That's not the most awkward part about it. At least Simba doesn't mean pussy in Japanese. And bad movie in Turkish. How did they miss that? How did they miss that? I realize the internet wasn't quite where it is today, but oh, good lord.
They need more bilingual workers at Disney.
Yeah.
But
Disney's S&P department should just have an entire thing of, like, running through the script, making sure nothing translates weird. Because didn't that also happen with, like, Moana? They had to change the name there.
Yes.
And
I
some...
think that's a porn star and a couple
oh
other
yeah.
countries.
gosh, I didn't know that. Oh god, I hope that's only true in this verse, although knowing Disney, probably not.
Yeah, Disney.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me
Fool me
twice,
twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times. You have to get this shit together.
Fool me once,
These
shame
were the
on
two
you.
nickels
Fool me
we did not
twice.
need.
It can't be fooled again.
But
You
all
fool me once,
jokes
you can't
aside,
fool me again.
yeah, but I mean, all jokes aside, the animation's fantastic. This voice cast is great. I mean, this was kind of Owen Wilson's first really big role.
Yeah, and
Wow.
when I saw him, I was gonna say when I saw his performance, I was like, wow.
Wow.
Again, nice to know some things are multiversal.
This is just going to be the rest of the podcast. This is going, wow. Wait,
I'm
no,
sorry,
no.
Owen Wilson. But he is one of the great voice actors of our time. Leave him alone.
Ka-chow.
Oh, no! I mean, at least thank God Cars didn't get a bajillion sequels after this,
God, can
because
you imagine?
if that were the thing that Owen Wilson were most associated with for Disney,
No,
Yeah.
much better. Much
I am
better than
so
he's
glad
in
there
this.
was only one Cars movie.
Yes. God, I mean, like, what else could they do with that premise? Like, spies? I don't know. They're trolling me, right? Or, like, maybe flying cars?
Ableist false flags?
They have to be trolling
They
me.
could do a movie where it's about the wheels of the.
What?
In the Cars universe, do they have a movie? Is their version of Cars wheels?
Micah, don't speak it into existence!
God. Let's get into the plot of this. Like we said, it is, yes, there's the prisoner of Zenda, but let's be real. We mostly know this as a Prince and the Pauper story.
Yeah.
And while also telling us the story of the Incan creation myth. And I think it blends surprisingly well together.
Yeah, and, I was going to say, I was really moved by David Spade's performance as Manko.
Yeah, who would have guessed, right? Like, as much of a dipshit as Manko is, you do kind of feel bad for him by the time we get to One Day She'll Love Me.
Yeah.
I think this might have started a lot of people on the internet on their I can change him thing, like, even more than Beauty and the Beast, because, this is one where we're definitely following the asshole who needs to change, and so I don't know whether to appreciate that or hate that, given other fandoms that I've been involved in.
I mean, hey, listen, Sam, I know the Raylos will never shut up, but they didn't get what they wanted, right?
I know they didn't.
I mean, they didn't win either way. I mean,
problem
he
is,
did make fucking die.
Even though they didn't win, they will not shut up about it, and I have to deal with that. Watching this movie again, it was a nice start, especially, I love whenever Disney switches up the animation or the art style like they do with the telling of the mythology, and also just, again, the animation on Snuff Out the Light, so freaking good!
Yeah.
That's some good, proper Disney nightmare fuel there.
Oh, yes. I definitely had nightmares about those mummies.
Yeah, the way it blended all the effects animation and the CGI together. We see that a lot in Disney nowadays, but man, it was amazing the way they did it in this.
But that's the beauty of it. The hand-drawn animation married with the CGI animation as things should be. Yep. And thank God they never, ever stopped doing that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
Can you imagine?
I mean, can you imagine?
Go ahead.
Jinx.
I owe you a boba. Oh, I could really go for some boba right now.
Maybe We're Twins switched out there or something. I don't know. That's one of my quibbles about the movie is they never, fully confirmed whether the two of them are actually twins or if it's just spatial genetic multiplicity. I think that's what Doctor Who calls it.
Yeah, I mean, do they ever really explain it in The Prince and the Pauper, though?
No, it's never explained. There's just two random identical individuals. They just always assume that they're unrelated.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's kind of like finding a Natalie Portman and a Keira Knightley.
Yeah.
Or in the Twilight Zone, where you find a mirror of yourself.
If we wanted to do a Prince and the Pauper with twins, wouldn't it sort of just be Parent Trap?
Oh! We always forget that.
Oh my fucking God. Wait, can we make the argument then?
I mean, it's based on a book, but there's nothing that says the book can't be
Based on.
We'll have to look this up later.
We're gonna have to
We'll
think
feed
about
it
this.
into the droid later.
Yes.
How many existential crises is this universe going to give me? Oh my God.
What do we think about? I mean, obviously we praise Snuff Out the Light, but what do we think? What do we think of Walk the Llama Llama as an opening after we get the really really cool Incan mythology?
After Aller's last movie opened with such a beautiful opening, it's kind of underwhelming, to be honest.
It's a little wacky. Especially
in
when
the
you're comparing it to
pantheon
the
of
animation.
and in terms of just Disney opening numbers in general. I'll give it this. I'll have it stuck in my head more easily than Fathoms Below or something like that, but
Right.
Earworm does not always necessarily mean good. See everything from fucking Dear Evan Hansen. Thank God that did not win the best score, Tony.
No. And great comment. It won all the Tonys. Thank God. There's justice in this world after all. Excuse me while I find a pillow to go scream into.
We talked a little bit about, the Huaca, but, what do you think of his character? What do you think about his song?
You mean the My Fair Lady ripoff?
Yeah, that one.
As someone who loves My Fair Lady, I'm frustrated. As someone who hates Rex Harrison, I'm delighted.
Valid. That's fair. It's a cute little joke, and oh my God, we haven't even talked about the fact that all of these songs were written by fucking Sting.
Sting.
Of all people.
That's the whole Disney thing. They got Elton John, they got Phil Collins, now they got Sting.
That is true. Although I think this was before Phil Collins.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, it wasn't.
They would have been in production at the same time, wouldn't they?
Just about, because Tarzan was 98, this was 2000. That's right.
Yeah.
Do you think Sting and Phil Collins ever had lunch together to just shoot the shit about Disney? That would be interesting.
That'd be so fun.
You could make a documentary about that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd watch that. I'd watch the hell out of that.
Yeah, isn't Sting's wife a director?
Yeah. She's a documentary director.
Yeah, why not?
That's so cool.
I would watch that. I would watch a documentary about Disney and directed by her.
Okay, it's fine. It's
Yeah,
fine.
so-
You know what? So what if I apparently have a partner
So
and my friends all have PhDs and Cars 2 was never created and Great Comet won the Tony? It's fine. I'm fine. Really.
So... Oh wait, do we even get into the basic plot for Kingdom of the Sun? Because, like, for those of you, like, who haven't really been into, like, the pre-Renaissance, like, restoration period, whatever we're calling it. So they might not have
It's like
seen...
trying to figure out what we call the 2000s.
Yes. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Kingdom of the Sun is about a greedy, selfish emperor who finds a peasant that looks just like him, and they swap places so he can escape his boring life and have fun, just like in Princess of the Pauper. But, however, Yzma, played by the fabulous Eartha Kitt, the most exciting woman in the
Queen.
world, she
She
plans to
still
summon...
looks great for her age, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
She can absolutely still seduce Santa. Eartha Kitt's still alive?
She plans to summon Supe, who we referenced earlier, the god of death, to destroy the sun so she can become young and beautiful forever, because the sun's rays are what's destroying her beauty.
Easily Eartha Kitt's most difficult acting role, because again, she still looks gorgeous.
When she discovers the switch, Yzma turns the real emperor into a llama, and she threatens to reveal the pauper's identity unless he obeys her. And during this time, as his emperor and doing Yzma's orders, the pauper falls in love with the emperor's fiancée, Nina, who thinks that the emperor has changed his ways. And meanwhile, the Emperor Llama learns humility, falls for a llama herder named Mata, and sets out to undo Yzma's plans.
It's such a wacky premise.
This entire plot could have been avoided with the invention of sunblock.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't have the materials for it, unfortunately.
When you're-
I know, but this is why sunblock's important, kids.
Yes,
when you
yes,
were-
wear sunscreen. In this case, listen to Captain Kirk.
Yzma, Yzma is like a sorceress. She couldn't have whipped up a potion or something.
Yeah.
Magic always comes with a price.
I was gonna say when you were listing off that explaining that premise, it did remind me this is kind of a bit of an overstuffed movie.
A little.
It's a little bit. I mean, it's not as overstuffed as Once Upon a Time, which Jazz saw fit to reference. Can you believe that show is still going?
Oh.
Okay, maybe I take it back. I don't want to live in a world where Once Upon a Time's still going.
Yeah.
It's a looming
no,
specter.
but
We
yeah.
don't need. We're gonna get into it eventually, but it's gonna take.
How many magic amnesias can you have?
How many indeed? And the fact that they somehow tied it into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that was weird. It was fucking Loki, wasn't it? Actually, is Loki the reason I'm here?
No.
I mean, I'm shocked that this movie hasn't really been referenced in Once Upon a Time, though, given how long they've been going. But at the same time, I'm glad, because I don't think Once Upon a Time could handle this movie.
Oh God, no.
No.
Imagine their TV budget CGI talking llama.
Alternate Sam, do not speak it out into the multiverse.
Llama face.
It's not like they have the budget to rent a real llama.
No, and besides, they'd probably change it, these days, alpacas are where the real money is.
No, alpacas and llamas are statistically different things. You just pissed off all the zoologists.
Oh no, I know. I'm saying, nowadays, people don't farm llamas; they farm alpacas because that's where the real money is.
Yep. Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh God, and can you imagine them trying to tackle the Incan mythology aspects of it? Like, they already did a bad enough job with Greek.
No.
So let's just get back to the movie. Let's get back to a happier place.
Yes,
Like,
this is a much better Disney feature.
yeah.
But-
And I mean, of course, I'm a sucker for a reprise, especially a villain reprise.
Yes.
Not so much for the classic Disney death, though. Like, God damn it, Disney. There are some tropes that can be retired, and you're, oh no, character X is dead. Oh wait, never mind, is definitely one of them.
Yeah.
That's fair.
No, especially with someone like Yzma. It was, not dramatic enough because throughout the entire film, I was like expecting her to make her big "I live."
No, Shammy. Yzma turns to dust at the end. Remember, I'm talking about Manko.
Yeah, Manko gets stabbed. Which I'll admit, like, yes, you're right. It's a Disney death, but at the same time, I think this is the first time we actually see a Disney. I mean, no, we have seen Disney characters get stabbed, but still, that was surprising.
Shout out to my boy the Beast.
Yep. Let's face it, that's still the best Disney death in terms of the ones that are faking you out. That is still the best one.
I was gonna say it seems kind of like a ripoff of what happened in Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, kind of.
A little bit.
Although given that Hercules kicked off a lot of people's Greek mythology phase, I wonder how many kids came out of this with an Incan mythology phase, because I was kind of past that age point, and my brothers didn't really get into it, but now, I'm wondering.
Of course they did. They're queer. And this is the perfect time to remind our dear listeners, you can still buy our t-shirts that say, of course I had a Greek mythology phase, I'm queer. Available in every single pride color. Of course we're selling t-shirts in this timeline. Why not? Everything's working out for her. I can attest to it. Like, it definitely...
Do not...
Go ahead.
I'm not sure if any of you did, but do not go on Tumblr, because yes, of course there is Pacha X Manko fan art. So much of it.
Don't do it. Save yourselves.
No, we did not need to know that.
Oh, boo-hoo, in your near-perfect life, you have to deal with some weird fan fiction? Oh, no. It's not like I don't have to deal with that on top of all my other shit. I've stumbled on it. It's not great.
I will only accept it if it's in the context of the four of them having a polycule.
That's your solution to everything, Sam.
It worked out for me once!
What? Damn right, Finn Ray-Po, hell yes!
I still can't believe we won that one.
Again, like, when Disney gets bold, they get bold. I'm glad that every once in a while they'll do it.
I like thinking of this as, like, the first domino of that. It's not as weird as it could be, and I kind of would love to see what this movie would be like if people had let it be weirder, but then again, Disney, Eisner... It was still Eisner at the time, right?
Oh, it was very much still Eisner.
Frickin' Eisner.
And speaking of people who've worked in that capacity, frickin' Katzenberg.
Oh, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
This started production right around the time he was leaving, so he might have heard the little inklings of they're making a South American movie, and he thought, oh, I'll make my own South American movie, and should I steal the joke that from Escape Ball Disney, or should I not steal it?
Yeah, let's not steal it.
If you steal it, then it's in the same spirit as Jeffrey Katzenberg.
That is true. But yeah, not to disparage your hyperfixation, Micah. Like, I do have some affection for Road to El Dorado, speaking of stories that end in polycules, but... But yeah, I do think it's kind of messed up that we're saying that just because they're both in Mesoamerica, it means they're the same movie. Like, as the token here, I do think that's messed up.
No, it's actually one of 3, like, Mesoamerican movies, because Japan also released Dorema, Nobita, and the Legend of the Sun King. Appropriately enough.
I'm gonna have to ask Shami if that exists in our world when I get out of here.
I had never heard of that movie.
Me neither.
What, they did a better job burying that than the whole Kimba the White Lion thing.
I was gonna say, isn't that almost a Kimba situation?
Almost. Oh, Kimba.
But also, guess what else Disney released to go up against El Dorado?
Atlantis.
Exactly.
Oh, right.
And that was a much bigger hit. And that's why we got that awesome TV series with it. God fucking damn it.
Yeah, although that did kind of feed back into the Greek myth phase at first, because Atlantis, Plato, blah, blah, blah. So maybe that's why the whole Inca obsession probably didn't kick off, because Disney saw us going away and like, nah, let's steer them back towards the Greek mythology, which kind of sucks. Yeah. Why did this never cross over with Atlantis, though? Why did the Atlantis show never have, like, a thing where they went to Peru and, like, got artifacts that they were like, oh, this belonged to Emperor Manko.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm stuck here, at least I'm getting cool fanfic ideas.
Disney usually loves making in-jokes.
Exactly. Move over Tangled and Frozen.
Yeah. I mean, they had that Hercules Aladdin crossover, so why not?
Yeah.
I loved that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a fun one. And, they had that one time when Elsa came on Tangled Ever After. That was weird.
Yeah.
You ungrateful little brat. You got Eden and Nadina in one show? Come on. Anyway, we are getting way off track.
Yeah.
But what else is new?
I mean, this movie is so wild in its dynamics that it kind of feels like a natural thing to go way off track. But the one thing that can always pull you back is Eartha Kitt.
Yeah.
Damn right. But okay, besides obviously Snuff Out the Light, what's our favorite song in this?
Snuff Out the Light reprise.
Cheater, but
Any
I'll allow
song
it.
sung by Eartha Kitt.
Micah?
The only ones I can think of, because, the songs were good, but sometimes there's a movie where the songs are really good, but you don't remember all of them right when you're coming off. The only ones that really stuck to my, that I can really think of off the top of my head are Llama Llama, the love song, and Stuff Out the Light.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, One Day She'll Love Me, it's
I'm a
good,
sucker
but
for
it's
it.
it's pop chart good. It's not, musical good.
Like, it is kind of doing the Aladdin thing again, where, the guy's kind of coming into this relationship under false pretenses, even though he does try to tell the truth a lot sooner than Aladdin did.
Yeah,
Give him
and
credit for
to
that.
his credit, he has a much more active threat than Aladdin does.
Yeah.
And he's not betraying his buddy, the genie.
I kind of wish now that Robin Williams had voiced Waka instead of Harvey
That would have
Firestein.
been so much
Yeah,
better.
so fun.
But I think this was this while Robin Williams was still pissed at Disney?
Yeah.
Or was...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been.
But
Plus, if
they
they let
ended up
him,
making it up to him. So that's nice, at least.
plus if they let him improv on this, it would have burst at the seams with how jam packed it would have been.
I swear to God, if I find out Robin Williams is still alive in this universe, I'm just gonna burst into tears. I don't even care if I get found out now. That is true, yeah. Because it is a little overstuffed. There's a lot going on in this movie.
It reminds me a lot, I think it's a little bit better than this movie, but it reminds me a lot of The Black Cauldron, honestly.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh,
Black Cauldron feels, when I watched it, felt like a movie that should have been split into 3 movies.
the movie that went so badly, Rich was like, fine, I will make my own studio with blackjack and hookers, except neither of those things, because I am a Mormon, and so instead I'm just going to make a bajillion Swan Princess movies, and then some wolves based on outdated social pack dynamics that have been disproven.
There we go. We got the blackjack and hookers joke in anyway, so it all...
Huzzah! Oh, this is gonna be so much fun to edit. But, yeah. I will say I am kind of a sucker for One Day She'll Love Me, but that's because I am a romantic sap. But, I mean, with a fiancé like mine, how can you blame me? I am gonna lie down, try not to cry, and then cry a lot.
I mean, it does make for great AMVs, I must have seen a
does.
bajillion other ships set to One Day She'll Love Me when I was, scrolling through the early days of YouTube.
Ever see the Pride and Prejudice one, though? That was perfect.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, you do kind of feel bad for Manko, surprisingly enough, at that scene. Because, she did, there is that one line where she's basically saying exactly how she feels about him. About actual Manko instead of Pacha Manko. Which, it's rough overhearing the truth about yourself. Go ahead, Sam.
No, I was gonna say exactly the same thing. I love when a character moment is inspired by, hearing the things that people say about you behind your back, and you're like, oh, I gotta change.
Yeah,
Because that's not how I want people to see me. And it's still kind of a selfish mentality, because, you're doing it to feel better about yourself, but at the same time, you feel better when you try to be a good person. At least until your anxiety spirals out of control, because you're constantly frozen in the fear of what is the best, and then you're just turning into Chidi from The Good Place.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
I think if you overanalyze it, pretty much anything could be spun as selfish.
Yeah.
Selfish behavior.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what anxiety does to you, unfortunately. But that's why we're all in therapy, right?
And on medication.
Let me guess, it's free, isn't it? That's free. Of course.
God, I love that.
Yep. Love universal health care. But yeah, let's see. Do we have anything else we want to talk about here?
That scene with Nina and Mata when they first meet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice.
Oh, right, they do meet. So that throws they're the same person theory out the window.
It was a cute joke.
Disney Bechdel test passed? Question mark?
Like,
Kinda.
I'd like to think they all stay friends by the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Hey, friends.
well, even like Manko, and Nina, they actually do build a hut next door to like Pacha and no, Rob. I keep mixing them up. Pacha and Nina have a like.
They move in next door.
Yeah,
Yes.
they move in next door. They actually do build a hut against each other, and then you do see this montage of them spending the morning together and like with their kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for that sort of thing.
I'm sorry, you're not disproving my theory that they're a polycule.
I have to ask, what do we think about the fact that Pacha turned down the crown?
I mean, honestly, valid.
Yeah.
That's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, royalty is complicated, and if you're dealing with like political machinations and assassinations and having to deal with stuff that you are just not trained for, then it's just easy to just go home and like go back to your ordinary life because that's what you want to do.
I was a little more concerned about, like, the implications for Nina.
Yes, because especially since like she's like the equivalent of Incan nobility. Then is she
Right.
really prepared to like go and live a more humble life?
That's fair.
And is Mata ready to be a queen?
I mean, she's a badass, but
She's a badass, but, you know, that's also how, unfortunately, we get things like Cinderella 2 dreams come true.
This is why I'm thinking that Mata and Nina are training each other.
ooh.
Oh, that's such an...
That's
Again,
nice.
not disproving my polycule theory.
Yeah, fair enough. Micah, I know you were trying to say something. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say Pacha's, not, Manko obviously went through his arc and everything, but Pacha's like such a nice guy. Those kinds of nice guys don't generally go after power like that, so it makes sense that he would turn down the crown.
Yeah,
You're right. Still, I'm glad that he did manage to do some change while he was pretending to be emperor. Like, you know, saving the llamas. I think that was a good move.
Yeah, and
I'd
I
vote
like
for
to
him.
think that he's like an unofficial advisor. Like Manko will just barge into his hut and then ask him, Pacha, help me with this.
I want to see this sitcom
Maybe-
now. Once again, no offense to your hyperfixation, Micah, but I kind of wish this had gone in the spin-off instead.
Maybe, like, once a year, it's like, okay, one day where we switch roles, but we have to switch back. If we don't switch back, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Yes.
Please do not get me turned into a llama again.
Oh shit, what happened to all, like, the potions and stuff Yzma had?
Where are they?
Why did they never make a sequel about that?
Would've
They
liked
made
in the
so
box
many
office.
Disney sequels. You would have expected that, like, Yzma's crazy sister would come back and she'd turn Pacha into a squirrel or
An
a
alpaca.
puma or something.
Or a jaguar.
Right.
Capybara.
Ooh, capybara. I like the idea.
Pacha would make a good capybara.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining a little capybara going, wow.
Oh, God. This is a fun movie. I mean, it's a little... There's stuff that you can criticize about it, of course, but, like, I still love Hunchback, even in spite of those stupid gargoyles. I can still love this.
Yeah.
The good thing about a bloated movie is that when you have more stuff in it, there's more stuff for you to pick out and hyperfixate on.
So true.
Sorry, go ahead, Micah.
Oh, I just was agreeing with you. I was just saying, yeah.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Do we have anything else we want to say before we get into why the Prince and the Pauper? And I mean, I want to say Incan mythology, but unfortunately we do still live in a society that does not value it as much. So I guess Prince and the Pauper it is.
Well, I'm like looking through all these different titles that Kingdom of the Sun is known under in different countries, and some of these are wild choices. Like in Norway, Norway the film is given like the Richard III inspired title Kingdom for a Llama because they don't exactly have and the German title translates as well. The Hungarian title can be roughly translated as Mindless Empire or The Empire Gone Crazy. The European French title translates to Manko, the egotistical emperor. while the French-Canadian title goes for a new kind of emperor. In Castilian Spanish, we have the Emperor and His Crazy Things, and it's the reverse in Latin American Spanish.
Ah,
Maybe that's part of why this didn't do so well. Those are just such weird and disparate titles.
Yeah, like, I'll admit my kingdom for a llama is delightful. That's just because I look for any excuse to say my kingdom for a blah 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 and every chance I get, because, that was one of my favorite plays to be in. But, I mean, the audience participation alone just makes it worth it, Wait, am I in the Thursday Next universe? Can I travel inside this book? Oh, never mind.
Yeah, it is weird, but I think it's a solid but flawed movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say I am glad that they stopped doing those Disney live-action remakes before they got to this one, though. There's no way they would make that llama look good.
Oh, thank God.
And they'd probably give Yzma some sympathetic backstory or something.
You mean you don't find the backstory of struggling to stay... Oh, fuck me, my internet.
Oh, no.
What happened?
Guys, can you see me right now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're just blurry.
Am I
just
visible
blurry.
again?
We can still hear you.
Yeah, you're
Yes.
visible.
Well, at least your internet sucks just like
I can
mine.
see you.
And you saved me from possibly having to find out that this version of me hates Maleficent, because I will fucking fight her on that.
So what I was going to say, you don't find the struggle to stay young and beautiful in a culture that only values that super relatable? Like, oh my God, if they had live-actioned Yzma, they would girl boss her so hard.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
they definitely would. They'd probably make her have, like, a company that has this makeup that if you stop using it, you'll crumble to dust, basically. Oh, would you look at that
God
foreshadowing?
forbid she starts selling youth potions.
Yes,
that would be another thing.
But then if you keep using it, it makes you hard as a rock, makes you practically
It
invincible.
turns you into Hawka if you keep using it.
Exactly. Damn you, other me, for being fucking funny.
Jazz, I know what you're doing.
Yeah. What do you mean? Catwoman doesn't exist.
Don't give me that. How dare you disparage one of the greatest superhero movies of all time?
Please say psych right now. I will disparage it as much as I want. We have had this discussion numerous times. Oh, thank God. Anyway, why does the Prince and the Pauper endure?
I mean, it's not like Marvel's doing anything interesting.
I agree. That's why the Prince and the Pauper endures, because it's not like Marvel's doing anything interesting. So the Prince and the Pauper, therefore, is the way to go.
Because
Makes perfect sense.
Because the Prince and the Pauper are two fundamentally different people, but circumstances bring them together, and through wacky hijinks, they somehow come out of this friends and all the more better because of their character development.
Yeah, and I mean, who hasn't thought about switching places with somebody who they think has a better or more interesting life?
Yeah.
No, I don't know anything about that at all. What are you talking about, other me?
Or just
I think it's also like a way to cheat the Cinderella story for a more mask-focused audience. Like, oh, Cinderella's a dumb rags to riches story. Let me have this cool rags to riches story.
I mean, that's also Aladdin.
Yep.
I think it just sometimes wondering what it's like to be just a different person. Mm-hmm. I think is something that lots of people can relate to.
Yeah. No one's ever 100% happy. It's just human nature to always wonder what it would be like if your life was just a little different.
It's like stepping into another person's shoes and living their life. It's the reason why there's a lot of transmigration stories that are popular at the moment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. As far as Prince of the Pauper stories go, this was a lot of fun. Final thoughts?
I mean, I think I said my final thoughts, but yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
I agree.
Blair, snuff out the light. Let's give it the exit this deserves.
Yes.
Oh my God, we're so out of sync.
Yeah, we're...
The world of
Yeah, I know.
darkness.
Riverside, you tried. Who has stuff to plug?
Well, we're coming up on yet another instance of 6 Degrees of Star Wars in the near future, so always make sure to catch that out. And I have a thriving YouTube channel where we discuss feminist media, critique, laugh, and fiction out. And thank God I can do that and still have time for my academia.
Hell yes. It's what you deserve. It's such a good channel.
You can find me on the Island Llamaverse, where I post listicles and all your graphics, and you can find me for all your fan cast commissions.
And I mean, hey, didn't Steven Spielberg ask you to be an assistant casting director for his next movie? This might as well happen.
We're still in talks about that, but I am foreseeing.
I'll zip up about it then.
Yay!
That is awesome. I recently made Road to El Dorado, which is a Fanomatic crossover of Road to El Dorado and Phineas and Ferb.
I did the voice of Candace for that one.
At It's Tough to Be a Pod YouTube channel.
And of course, I always put my stuff in at the end. Well, thank you, everyone. That was a lot of fun. Now, if you'll excuse me, I think I hear like a squirrel in my closet. Oh, no. Aha! I thought I recognized the voice I was hearing. Oh, God, you look a mess. What kind of post-apocalyptic world did you come from? Hey! In spite of all odds, we are still pre-apocalyptic, thank you very much. Just because your hair is perfect and you have a nicer place and apparently a partner doesn't mean you have to be rude. Right. Sorry, it's just, it's not exactly the sort of thing you deal with every day. How did she even get here? Interdimensional travel is still a movie thing. Listen, your guess is as good as mine.
Host Jasmine, we finally located you. Good to see you're unharmed.
IER? Oh, thank God, finally something that makes sense. Wait, since when can you jump dimensions? Are you even programmed for that?
What? Like it's hard?
You started doing movie quotes, oh, I'm so proud. Sam's gonna love this. Wait, who's behind you? Gronk?
Oh yeah, I'm here too. Hi.
Hey! Oh, please don't tell me Yzma had another brilliant, I tell you, genius plan to get rid of Cusco.
Oh, big time. She said something about sending Cusco to another dimension. Was it the one with the anthropomorphic reptiles or the man-eating Spanish puffs?
No, we don't have either one of those. Well, I guess that makes sense. That would actually make your world the slightest bit imperfect, wouldn't it?
Can't be emperor if you're in a crocodile's belly in another dimension, am I right? Oh yeah, it was all coming together. But, she accidentally set the portal to Florida and sent you here instead. Anyways, it's our bad, but hey, we've got another one for Apocalypse Bingo.
Weirdly enough, that makes sense. Does it, though? Or at least more sense than the Ismopolis incident. Which, by the way, is eligible for this podcast. But, thanks for coming to pick me up. I am actually a huge fan.
Gee, thanks. Also, Yzma wanted me to tell your little robot buddy. Didn't need to bring a flamethrower. We've tried putting it out with potions, but, everything's still on fire. Still makes for a great roller coaster ride.
Not a robot, but I'm sorry, what? I have no idea what's going on, or who this or Cusco are. Wait, did you say Yzma? Like the villain from the movie I just reviewed? I'm gonna go call my IER. Buddy, what's going on?
It seems the collision of 3 different universes has created a bagel sandwich. Everything is now squished together. Literally.
Well, this is not how I wanted to relive everything everywhere all at once. Jinx, you owe me a boba!
It is imperative to get everyone back home to their respective dimensions as soon as possible.
Yeah, as tempting as it is to see how the other me lives, I don't want to get sucked into a bagel and all that. Actually, hang on a second. I've got an idea. IER, think you could get me a DVD copy of,
It is more than possible. Vast media already slips through dimensions. Every IER has access to the multiverse archives. There is no harm in giving your other self a copy.
I have so many questions, but let's save that for after we're back in Kansas or Florida in my case. Do I want to go back? Yes, I want to go back. Thanks, bud. Hey, before I go, you guys still have DVDs in this universe? Of course. Why wouldn't we? Do you guys not have DVDs in your universe? Seriously, blink twice if you need help. No, we do. And it's complicated, and yeah, I probably do need some help, but I'm not gonna bother you with it, because again, we need to split the dimensions. But just, you don't want to come visit, trust me, but I have a feeling you'll enjoy this. The Emperor's New Groove. What is with this title? I know. Sting agrees with you. Just clarifying, you don't know Sting in your universe, right? No. What? It's a valid question. No, that's fair. But no. But if you're anything like me, and, well, obviously you are, you're going to have a riot with us. See, the movie you guys just talked about didn't get made in my universe. There were a lot of issues with production until they finally patched this together. Wait, you've never seen Kingdom of the Sun? That is a travesty. Hang on. Here, if you're giving me your movie, I'll show you mine. Wow, thank you. You know, I've always kind of wanted to see this, but I'd better go. At least before my IER thinks they'd use the flamethrower on you. You know, it's nice to know they're as dog protective in your universe as mine. And, hey, don't be so hard on yourself. I bet there's tons of things about your life I wish I had. Besides, you shouldn't compare yourself to others, not even other yous. Wow, thanks, Jazz. That free therapy definitely does wonders for you.
Host Jasmine, the others are worried. It's time to go.
Oh yeah, and I just remembered I've got spinach puffs in the oven back home. We don't need to have that catch fire too. Don't get any ideas about the flamethrower, little robot buddy.
Still not a robot. I'd better go, but should we? Hug? Definitely. Good luck with everything, okay? You too. I just know the wedding's gonna be amazing. Alright, IER, beam us out. And Kronk, tell Yzma to clean up this mess. We do not need a repeat of Mark Dindal voicing Kitty Yzma. He didn't even get credited for that. What? You know what? Never mind. I don't want to know. Hey, IER? Help us get set up for a movie night?
Killing the Emperor's New Groove. Playing now.
We're okay. This is not how I wanted to ride an Emperor's New Groove ride. God! IER, please get us back to revision.
Jazz, are you okay?
Oh,
What happened?
I mean, are you?
Sam, did you know that IER could jump dimensions and now has a flamethrower?
Okay, so I did install some beta testing. I did install a prototype access to the world between worlds. It was just some stuff that I got from the design plans for R2-D2, but I didn't think it was actually going to work. I have no idea where the flamethrower came from.
I borrowed it from Gonzo, who borrowed it from Grover. I still haven't returned it.
IER, please return it. Micah, is this what happened to you a couple of Octobers ago when Yzma took over your podcast?
No, I was a llama for a little bit. That's what happened to me.
Oh, of course. Well, either way, we both have beef with Yzma now. You would not believe what I have been through tonight. April Fool's, gang! If you've made it this far, thank you very much for humoring my crazy little idea to take advantage of the fact that April Fool's Day fell on a Monday this year. Maybe we'll do something like this again next year, we'll have to see. Huge shout out to all of the IER gang that made this possible, including, of course, Sam, Shammy, and Micah, especially since Shammy and Micah provided voices of IER, alternate universe IER, and of course Kronk. And for the record, Micah did genuinely do an animatic recently, a fanimatic, I should say. This was actually the Platypus's New Groove, that was a crossover between Emperor's New Groove and Phineas and Ferb, and I did really do the voice of Candace for that. It was a ton of fun. You should definitely check it out on YouTube. And as always, you can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, TikTok, and Blue Sky at Faye Riviera, and follow this show on Twitter at IER Podcast. And if you want us to keep doing fun things like this, please consider donating to our Patreon, Ko-Fi, or the support the show link, or even just spread the word about this podcast to all of your friends. Rate us on the podcast platform of your choice, give us a review, whatever you can do to help us reach the next chapter of our story. And speaking of, we are going to be going on a brief hiatus because we have some huge episodes coming out, including a 2-part Hadestown episode, and we're going to be doing an episode on Musica Universalis in honor of an upcoming Worlds Elsewhere event. Wait till you hear about that. And a Prince of Egypt episode for Passover. So I just want to make sure I have as much time to edit those as well as I possibly can. So yeah, we're just going to be taking a brief break from the big stuff. I am going to at least try to make sure you get an outtake special every week, especially since I feel really bad that I wasn't able to get anything out for you last week. Hence why we did the double feature for Easter and April Fool's Day. But yeah, help us reach the next chapter of our story however you can. And remember, stories gain power in each retelling, even the very silly ones.